We're going to start in a wide leg forward fold. I know it's not usual. I usually get you on your backs or something, but let's start here. I'm going to take off my sweatshirt because my heat dish has me so nice and warm. All right, so feet out nice and wide. I'm Maeve. Let's start forward folding here. Just let your torso hang down. If you have blocks, you can use your blocks. And you can have a little bend in your knees because we haven't really done anything yet, right? So giving yourself some freedom here, but just letting the head drop down, getting this inversion to start, this blood flow into the brain, the heart above your head. Allow the breath to start to deepen and breathe into the back rib cage, so filling up this back rib cage. Then with an inhale, just stretch the heart forward. Come into a flat back. Take a few breaths here. And then turn the heels in, the toes open, and sink to one side. It doesn't matter which side. Just let the hips drop down a bit. Support with your hands. Use blocks if you got them. And then over to the other side. And then back into center. Keep the feet open, knees open. Come up into goddess, just opening up, sinking down. And then come back into that side lunge, Skandasana. Nice and easy, maybe a little deeper, maybe not. And then switching. And then come back through center, square off the feet, come back to Prasarita. Bring your hands to your hips and then rise up to stand. And then bring your feet in closer to each other. Bring your hands into your heart. Take a little pause here. Breathe. Release your hands down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Just a half salute. Halfway up, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Rise up to stand, inhale. And draw your hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Same thing, inhale. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands into your heart, exhale. Moving on, Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bowing forward. Halfway, inhale. Take it back to plank. Pause and plank. Nice and strong. Thighs. Use your knees if needed. Go straight down either to the floor or to chaturanga. And then cobra or upward facing dog with your breath in. Your breath out takes you to downward facing dog. Couple extra breaths here in down dog. First one, lifting the hips, pressing the crease of the hip upward and back. Softening the heels, rooting the hands, ears between biceps. Use your fingertips more. Plug the thumb and the index finger down into the ground and feel the wrists slightly lift up. Inhale to your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise, inhale. And then exhale, hands into your heart. Again, inhale. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise up, back bending with the inhale. Lifting up and back, downward facing dog with the exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Bend your knees, feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. And then fold. Rise, inhale. And hands into your heart, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Lift the heels, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, feet to hands. Halfway. And fold. Chair, inhale.
Said I'm stronger now. Said I'll still make it out. So I'll stay through to heal your wounds, 'cause I know about you.
Left leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, push the foot through. Step your left foot to the back of the mat, crescent pose. Feet draw toward each other. Lift the front of the hips. And so this crescent shape, maybe the arms start to reach back, maybe you find the back bend, that's where we get the crescent shape. Using this extension of the heart, the lift.
Stay till you've had enough. We fight, we fail,
One more inhale. Right the spine. Exhale, open warrior two. Reach the arms out. Drop heavier into this right thigh. Feel the right thigh drop deep into the hip. Looks like you're dropping the thigh, the head of the thigh bone down toward the floor. Resist left leg to the back of your mat.
So don't you just let me in? Why don't you just let me in? I know about, so let me
Rise, inhale. Skandasana, back of the mat.
I know about, so let me in. But don't you just let me in? I know about, so let me in. But don't you just let me in?
Come around top of the mat. Left hand down, right hand up. Twist it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Back leg. Powerful. Don't let it be slumpy. Powerful back leg. Wake up the back toes. Push them down. I always feel the sense of kind of pushing the toes down and taking the heel up and forward a little bit to get more extension from the heart. One more inhale. Reach this right arm down, forward, lifting off, half moon, opening up. Can you make every piece of your body longer and broader and bigger? So each arm longer, each leg longer, the spine longer. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. Come around to chair at the top of your mat. And then pick up the right leg. Rise up. Push the right leg back. Nice and strong. Transition to crescent. Let the landing happen and then adjust if you need to. Strong back leg, sinking, rising, and maybe gently lifting the heart. Right the spine, and then open, warrior two. Just the feet to where you feel centered and strong. Try to lengthen the spine straight up. So notice if the spine's kind of on an angle forward, you're going to tire really quickly there. And it's not always about just righting the spine, it's about righting the pelvis so that the spine sits straight up and down. Rising up. Sink to the back of the mat, Skandasana. Doesn't have to be deep. Play with the angle of the foot. See if turning the toes open gives you a little bit more freedom and a little bit more like depth. If you feel like you've run out of space and your foot's really far open, maybe turn the toes a little more forward and working there. I'm going to push from this right foot, come around top of the mat, right hand down, back heel lifts up, and just twist. Pull your feet toward each other. Use the toes of the back foot. Use the ball of the foot. As the heart opens, start to deepen the twist. So rather than just continuing to go forward and then turn right ribcage toward inner left thigh. Last breath in. Release your hand down and around the left hand. You're going to lift up. You can pop this back foot in closer before you make that transition. Come into half moon. Equal strength in both arms, equal strength in both legs. The top leg working just as much as standing leg. Guide the breath.
But you made me believe in something more than hurt. I feel like I don't have the words.
One more inhale. Come around. Chair, inhale. Left knee lifts. Push through, crescent, inhale. And then open, warrior two. Rise up, inhale. Sink down, exhale. Skanda. Maybe keep your hands in prayer, come around top of the mat onto the back toes, and then maybe left arm outside the right thigh this time. If not, hand to floor is perfect. Yes. And then releasing around, half moon, taking off. And then back into chair. And right knee lifts. Push through. Crescent. Warrior two. Rise up. Skandasana. Push, come around. You've got time to transition. Right arm outside left thigh or right hand to the floor. And then release from the twist. Half moon. Lift up. Come back to chair. Pause in chair. Take a few breaths in prayer. In chair. Good. Hold your chair. So listen, we're going to do that again. If you're up for it, you're going to try not to use your hands at all. So I don't know if you noticed that, but we can go hands free this whole way. If you need them, you put them down. Yes? Left knee rises up. Step your foot back. Crescent, inhale. Rise up. And warrior two. Rise, inhale. Skandasana. Push. Come back around. Left arm outside the right thigh or hand to the floor. Twist it. You unravel this twist. Maybe this right hand stays up off the ground to come into half moon. And then we're back into chair. And then right knee rises. And we step it back. Crescent. Warrior two, opening. Rising up. And then sinking down. Push to rise. Twisting. Right arm outside left thigh or hand to floor. And then maybe hands free, we come around into half moon. Maybe just floating that left arm off the ground. And then back to chair. I know you want another shot at it. Fantastic. We're going to do that right now. Left knee rises up. Step your foot back. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twist. Release it. Half moon. Woo. And then chair. Right knee lift. Step your foot all the way back for crescent. Inhale. And then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. And then sink skandasana. If you notice, my feet are shifting this whole time. Inhale, rise. Twist to the left. And then half moon. Right into chair. And then this time, exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Halfway inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Rise, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale. Place your foot between your hands. Back heel down, warrior one, come up the center. So, unlike crescent where we're reaching up and up and up and up and back, and it is taught that way, especially classically, for warrior one today, I want you straight up. Powerful back, powerful arms. No back bend, just lifting straight up. And then release the hands behind the hips. And now take your back bend. Rise open. Humble warrior coming forward. Inhale, rise. Reach up. And chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, lift the gaze, the heart. Downward facing dog. Left leg with control, straight back. Place your foot between your hands. Root the back heel. Straight up the center. Warrior one. Root the back foot down. Try to straighten the back leg as much as you can, and then try to bend the front leg as much as you can. So there's like this little dance between the front leg and the back leg, deciding where your center is. Last inhale. Hands come behind your hips. Switch the lace of the fingers, heart to sky. Now we get that back bend. Inhale. And exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, rise back up, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Rise, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Little pause. Remember, you can skip all those chaturangas. You don't have to do them every time, ever. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, feet up to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair, inhale. Press up to stand. Draw your hands into your heart. Inhale, chair. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, rise. Down dog, exhale. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, knee down the center. Place your foot forward. Warrior one, rise up. Hands behind the hips. Lace the fingers, heart to sky. Bow forward. Inhale, rise back up, warrior one. Vinyasa or down dog. Skip it if it doesn't serve you. You just step it back. Inhale, left leg back. Place your foot forward. Warrior one. Rise up. Release the hands behind. Lace the fingers, always switching. Rise, open the heart. And then bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Your choice how you get there, vinyasa or down dog. Inhale to your toes. Bend your knees, bring your feet forward. Halfway up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Chair, inhale. And then press up and draw your hands into your heart. We go one more time. Inhale, chair. Forward fold, chest to thighs, hips to sky. Inhale, pull your heart forward, lengthen your spine, keep that space, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, tops of the feet push down, biceps draw back. Downward facing dog. Right leg back, inhale. Exhale, knee down the center, place your foot. Warrior one, rise up. Release your hands behind your back. Inhale, heart to sky. Bow forward. Rise, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Lift, inhale. Dog pose, exhale. Left leg back, inhale. Knee forward, place your foot. Root to rise, warrior one. Hands behind the hips. Inhale, open. And then exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Chaturanga or down dog. We're going to bring our feet outside of our hands for Malasana. So you can step your feet there. You can jump your feet there. Good. This doesn't have to be crazy low. You can be up here. You can put something under your heels so that you get more rooted, or you can just be in your toes and work the ankle mobility and strength here. Just kind of encouraging the heels down. So for me, it's way harder in my toes, if I'm going to be totally honest, because my ankles are super mobile. So I have to do a lot of work here. So pick what you need today. Come into a forward fold. Keep the feet wide. Just take a pause here. Pull the heart forward, come back into Malasana. Option to open up. Option to wrap it. I didn't say which side, pick a side, doesn't actually matter. I have a shark sticker on my wall that I'm looking at, Gloria. He loves the sharks. But I've never noticed it. I mean, maybe it went up this morning. Maybe it's been there for days, I don't know. Release, switch sides. Open. Maybe wrap it. I always see different things. Like when I'm down on the floor here, this is where I usually sit at my table. And so I'm not low like this. And then when I come low, I see all sorts of things. Smudges on the wall. None of it matters. Sticker doesn't matter. Just stuff I see. It's good for us to get low. It's good to get low. Come back around through center, back into your forward fold. First 2 fingers and thumbs wrap your big toes. Inhale. Pull your heart forward. Exhale. And then draw the gaze through the legs. Notice something different. And then let your gaze get a little quieter. Maybe even close your eyes. And then inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, hands to your hips. And then rise up to stand, please. Beautiful. Standing on your left leg. I'm going to mirror you. Stand on your left leg. Turn the right knee open. Level the pelvis. Draw up on this standing leg. You're going to slide your right foot over to your left ankle. Don't go up. Just stay here. Push the foot into the ankle. Open the knee out. Keep the hips square. Square-ish. So you're externally rotating this leg from the hip, but that the hip points are staying forward. Maybe slide the foot up to your calf, just to your calf though. And if you're like me, this is harder than bringing my leg up to my inner thigh. If I get my leg up to my inner thigh, I'm like stuck, I'm golden, everything's working, the angle on my leg feels good. This is a lot more work for me. Build the arch of the standing foot. Pin this hip in, reach the arms up. So I just think that this is an easier version of tree. It might be for you, for me it is not. Just notice what you're getting here. Maybe slide the foot up to the knee. Don't worry, you're not going to dislocate your knee. Don't push in hard, but you just bring it up to there. For me, it's starting to get a little easier, yeah? And then maybe reach down, find the foot, and draw it up to the inner thigh. Maybe not. Maybe you like the work too. But now can you find the energy in this leg, in this foot that you had down there? That sense of drawing the foot up. Instead of just pushing it to the side, can you drive the foot in, but drag it up toward the pubic bone? Beautiful. Keep the legs, bring the hands down, bring them behind the back, lace the fingers. And just lift the heart up, draw the shoulders open. And then breathe into your biceps. Breathe your back ribs into your biceps. Bring your hands around to your heart, turn your knee forward, and release the foot down. Pause. Yes, we'll do this on the other side. We started here with the foot off of the leg. Lengthen, like literally lengthen the length of that inner thigh, groin to knee. So stretching the knee away from the hip. So you can't lengthen your bones, I know this, but you can get the muscles to get that sense of lengthening out. Hug the hip in. Slide your foot just to your ankle, only to your ankle. Bring your hands to your hips. Just check in. Slide the foot onto your calf.
I've been staring at a road.
And then like there's a string on that heel. Pull the heel up to the knee, very gentle on the knee. The energy is less about pushing this way and more about drawing up. Draw it up. And now maybe lifting up and placing the foot. And then don't lose that energy. Keep the energy of that rising foot, toes pointing down. Sweep the arms up. Build the arch of the standing foot. It's a long hold, I know. Feel all the work that that foot is doing to support you here. Don't be afraid to fall out of the pose. While it looks like this is very like static and we haven't really changed anything, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of work happening to hold this. We're not stationary at all. Bring the hands behind the hips, switch the leaves of the fingers, broaden across the chest. Breathe your back ribs into your biceps. I stay unmoved to change the view of where this leads. Sweep the arms back up. Turn the knee forward. Place the foot down. Bring your hands into your heart. Inhale, circle to rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen halfway. Inhale. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Right leg stretches back. Inhale. Right knee, right tricep. Exhale. Inhale back. Right knee, left tricep. Exhale. Shoulders stay square. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, place your foot forward. Back heel roots down, both legs straight. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And then exhale, melt over your foot, over your leg, I should say. Taking the head and melting it toward the foot, melting your heart toward your foot.
I love you, I need you, I want you so.
Balance the weight in your feet. Notice if you're all off onto the pinky side or if you're collapsing into the arches. Balance. Lift the arch. Push into the big toe. Use the inner heel.
I gotta know when you're dreaming.
And then imagine you could draw up on the outer leg. So like the energy of lifting the pinky toe up. Get that lift on the outer leg. And match it with the inner leg. Lift high into your back toes. Shift forward. Lift the left leg up. Stay here and melt down. Or if you want to work on handstands, we're going to work on handstands. So it's tree pose turned upside down. And I know they don't look anything alike, but it's the qualities of the pose turned upside down. So the quality of finding all that balance in that standing leg and tree pose, that energy rising, we need to do that in our hands and our legs going upwards. So even though we're not bringing our legs into the configuration of tree pose, it's the embodiment of the pose. If you want, you're rooting the hands and you're lifting. And if you keep the right leg low, you can start to play with your balance. When that right leg comes up, you might flip over. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes. And then everyone step back to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly, please. Hands off the mat, toenails down, tops of the feet down. Curl up. Follow your thumbs in toward the mat, your pinky fingers toward your feet. One more inhale. And then soften down. Press back. Downward facing dog. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left tricep, exhale. Inhale back. And then exhale, cross. Inhale back. Place your foot forward. Back heel roots down. I like a wider stance here personally for me, but you can decide what you need. Lengthen with the inhale. And then exhale, melt down. And then do all that work in the feet. You know what I'm talking about, right? Balance inner foot, outer foot. Lift the arches. Feel the outer legs lifting. Feel the inner legs lifting. Somebody else, someone like you makes it easy to give, never thinking of myself. Lifting the back heel, soften the front knee, and then lift the right leg up. Stay here. Or same thing, we're going to play in handstand for a bit. Knowing that you lie straight face while I cry, still I look to find a reason to believe. Don't worry about it being pretty or straight up and down. Yes. Very nice. Awesome. A couple more breaths. And then step back to plank and lower to your belly. Hands off the mat, toenails down, tops of the feet down, curl up. And then soften down. Child's pose, push back. Smooth out your breath. See the danger, always danger, endless talking, life rebuilding, don't walk away. I'm going to give you some options. So we've got a little work ahead of us. But if you don't want work, you don't have to have work. You can stay in child's pose. Here comes the work. I'm going to go from easier to harder. You're a down dog. You'll lift and lower the leg. 5 times. If you want, when you lift the leg, you can come up into the opposite toes and then release it down, and you'll do both sides. If you want a little more work, you'll move yourself to a wall. You take one leg up. Actually, I'll do this leg. So you start in your L. You lower the leg, you lift the leg. 5 times. Yes? So child's pose, down dog leg lifts, or something else if those don't work, but you don't want to do this. If you need a break between sides, come on down, give yourself that break, and then when you're ready, you'll go up onto the other side. Yeah? Okay. And then after 5 on each side, make your way to your backs, please. Allow your eyes to soften or close. Turn to your breath.
Don't walk away in silence.
Keep the breath flowing.
Don't walk away
Feet straight ahead, knees straight ahead, bridge pose, rise up. Lace the hands behind the hips. Open the heart. So think about when we open up for humble warrior, that lifting of the heart. Lengthen the tailbone toward the back of your knees. Draw your belly button and your pubic bone toward each other. Last inhale. Release down with your exhale. Pause. Breathe. Bridge again. Upward facing bow or any other back bend of your choice. Or quiet. Quiet if you need it. Just lay. Inhale, rise together. Release down with your exhale. Pause. One more time. You choose rising up. Inhale. Use your whole foot. Pull the outer legs up. Draw the inner legs up. Your exhale brings you out. And then whatever feels good, encounter. Hug knees in, happy baby. Knees side to side. Whatever you need. Left foot down to the ground with the knee bent. Right foot comes across. Maybe bring the foot into the elbow. Maybe cradle the lower right leg, so from ankle to knee. And then maybe extend the leg out. If this seems like an impossibility, you just hold the leg. Or you can hook this lower leg with the arm. Explore it. Here's the groundwork. Like this is the foundation, the sense of the foot and the knee moving upward. And then you get to play in it. And then as you're here and as you're breathing and your body is receiving and saying, Okay, I think I'm okay. I can let go a little bit. Start to neutralize your spine. If you never get that, I think I'm okay in your body, you're probably not okay here. You probably need to pick another version so that you're not in that constant, like, ah, we don't want that. That's what we're looking to let go of. Your breathing will help that, but sometimes you actually need to change your position. If the pose is not working, if it's causing angst, let it go. You extended the left leg out, bring the foot back in. Release the right leg, put your foot down, and then draw the left leg up. Don't expect it to feel the same in either direction, meaning like easier or harder, or more open or less open. Let your body tell you what you feel. I have a tendency to wake up in the middle of the night with my right arm straight up over my head and my shoulder hurting. And I do it like 3 times a night. And initially I wake up and I'm delirious. And I think something doesn't feel good, but I don't know what's wrong or how to fix it, which is absurd, right? Except that I'm delirious. And then I realize your arm is over your head, it's bugging your shoulder, bring it back down. And so then I bring it down and then I fall back asleep. And the next time I wake up, I'm like, oh, your arm's back over your shoulder, pull it down, go back to sleep. Third time, it's like, are you kidding me with your arm over your shoulder? Well, that's how we have to approach the things that we do to our body over and over and over again that don't work. I mean, not with a, are you kidding me? But literally, that's what I think is, are you kidding me? Why are you here again? Because why do I keep doing something that's going to hurt, right? Stop doing things that hurt you physically. Stop ignoring the feedback. Don't be delirious. Be wide awake right now in this practice. Wide awake. I still don't know why I do it every single night. It must feel good in the moment. Bring your right foot back in. Release the left leg. Pause. Walk the feet into each other. Supta Baddha Konasana. Releasing the knees out. And just notice what's happening in your hips here. So don't force anything, please. My right knee is substantially higher than my left. I don't have to look to know that. I can feel it. I don't have to feel my hands on my hips to know that. I can feel where my leg is hitting the ground. It may never balance, and that's okay. But in this last moment, I'm going to press my feet together and see if I can find a place where they can be even and like, so that I'm balanced. Lift up your left leg, bring it over to the right, and then reach your left arm out to the side. And then switch, knees go left, right arm out to the side. And then back to center for Shavasana. Release the legs out. And release your hands, your shoulders. Feel the arms get heavier. Allow your eyes to quiet, possibly close them. Let go of your jaw, your tongue, your teeth. Your cheeks and your ears. The center of your forehead into your scalp. Feel the strength of the floor under you. And that strength, acknowledge that you are supported, that you're safe. And you can let go physically a little bit more. Allow your breath to gradually deepen. Wake up your hands and your feet. Bring your hands together. Just rub them together. Bend your knees. Reach your arms overhead. Maybe arch the back. And then either rock up to seated or roll over to your side. And then from your side, rising up. Once you are seated, bring your hands into your heart. Feel your breath, feel your body, feel the effects of your practice. Together, breathe in. Together, breathe out. Bow your mind to your heart. Rise, inhale, eyes open gently. Thank you for being here. Always thank you for your practice. Really appreciate you. Have a great day. I don't want to move because my heat dish is on me, but I will. I'm going to get up. I have to get up eventually.